Hey everyone, welcome to my messy garage. It's Mike from Okanagan Overlanding. Today we are going to go through the wiring of the new Pioneer platform from RhinoRack Canada. I've wired it all for 7 lights, and the best part about this is all the wiring is contained in channels within the rack. So let's walk through that, and I hope you enjoy it. Cool everyone, so I need to apologize. When I was recording this, I kept flipping back from horizontal to vertical, and I apologize for that. I hope you still enjoy the video. Content is still pretty good, so watch, enjoy, and I'll make sure future videos I'm not doing this. So this is the new Rhinorack Pioneer 2nd Gen, just arrived. Okay, so completely got rid of the wiring that I had previously, and I am now redoing everything. So light bar, so a hole here, and on the Rhinorack you can see they actually have outlines here for holes to run your wires through. You even put a switch on the outside if you wanted to. So this is the light bar, and then I'm going to pull the wires through this hole all the way to the end. That'll be interesting. Sorry, there's a plane flying over because it's a long distance. You know how when you're pushing wires through. I've got a coat hanger stretched out, but it's not quite long enough, of course. And then I'm putting these lights here, 4 of them, 2 on each side, left and right. So they're going to go in through these holes here into that same channel, but I need to tap in the 2 on each side together so they work on one switch, and there's 3 wires per, because you see you've got red is your white, yellow is your amber light, and then your ground. I'm going to deal with the grounds when I get back to here, because back here these caps here fit on like this, and I've already put a grommet here. This is my old Deutsch switch here, and it will come out of there. I'll rewire all this, but I just labeled it so I know what goes where into what hole so that it lines up with, you'll see on the Jeep there at the top, that's the other end of the Deutsch switch. So I need to make sure it all lines up the same. The wires line up the same. On this side, it's actually, there's a large channel here, which is great, except I'm only putting 2 backup / chase lights on the back here. The new rack, you'll see, has these nice channels on the front and back, and you'll see that is new to the new rack. It allows you to mount stuff underneath. I couldn't do that on the old one. You'll see on the old one, here it is, it's just a flat surface. So when I put my lights on, I used the screws that were existing there. So I got some baling wire, and that's how I'm going to pull the wires through these tiny channels because it keeps getting caught up. Hopefully we can get pulled through here. This is just the one for the light bar. Too much stuff to get caught on. Okay, push this way. Until we can't push anymore, and then we'll go to the other end and pull. Cross my fingers. It's a 2-person job, really. Especially when you're holding the camera. So close. So close. Come on. Just don't want to pull. Just don't want to pull that tape off. Pull the wire off. Come on. Oh, yes. Success. Probably it would be nice if they made larger channels on the sides, because I think a lot of us do run lights on the side of the racks, so that would be a good thing. Aha! Done. So then this will basically drop down like that.
Hey babe, lunch is ready.
So that's what that'll look like. That's clean. I like that. So now, after lunch, pull this and this through. Okay, so we got this light pulled, wire pulled. We've got the light bar pulled. We've got this pulled. So they're all coming out here. Light bar, front light bar is right there. So we'll get that out of the way. So now, because these are on going to be on one switch, I'm just going to join them together. So that's why I've got all this extra here, because I need to figure out that. I'm going to do it at different lengths so that it'll tuck back in there. And then I'll pull the slack back up this way, in theory. Okay, so that's plumbed in nice. Haven't attached that yet, but that's what that's going to look like. I think it's awesome. This light's ready to be hooked up. Just going to move that over, get the light hooked on. This light is on, wired, ready to go. You see we've got amber on the bottom, white on the top, and it's wired and good to go. So these are a mess, it looks like, but it's the ground from the 3 lights on this side and the power from the two side lights and the power to the light bar on the front. So that'll get all cleaned up when I'm done. But yeah, coming along. So also on these, I've tested the continuity of each wire to make sure that they're good connections. These are what I use. These are those, they're shrink and solder built into the one. This is what I use for all my connections now. They're a little bit more money, like it's like $7 Canadian for 4 of these at Canadian Tire. You can get cheaper on Amazon. I'd bought this one here on Amazon, but I'm out of, all I've got left are these little tiny ones, which I never use wires that small, like for 22 gauge or something like that. But these, definitely the way to go if you want a good solid connection. Okay, so as I said, we got the one side done. Pretty happy with how it turned out. And so now I'm gonna go pull the wires for the passenger side. So again, what I'm using is, it's baling wire, and I'm feeding that into these side channels. And of course I've got my hole drilled there for one light, and then the second hole here. And then I'm just taping the 3 wires, amber, white, and ground, onto the baling wire, and then I pull that through. And that's the easiest way that I found to get those wires into that tiny little channel, because it is very small, but it works great. Okay, first one done on the passenger side. And you can see, I just tuck the extra wire just in there, and then it's running through here. And then I pulled this wire through this channel out to here, because this is where obviously it's going to plug into the Deutsch plug. And here I actually need to now pull wire from this one here out to here, because then I need to splice into this so that those two work together. So that's the next step. If you're wondering how I fish out this baling wire, I have these little tiny pliers, or yeah, little tiny needle nose pliers. So I reach into the hole, pinch it, and then pull it through. Okay, so everything's spliced together. So these two lights here are good to go. And you'll see this cap right here just fits over like that, screws down. So clean. This is a major improvement on the Rhinorack. So the Rhinorack Pioneer Platform next generation is definitely the way to go if you've got a lot of lights. Just takes a little planning. Okay, so everything's cleaned up here, everything's good there. All wires are connected. And now it's time to work on the Deutsch plug. So we've got our ends, we've got the plug, like that. And I couldn't find my extras of those because my garage is a disaster, but I need to reuse those, and this is my mess of wires. So this is all the wires here. Had to go back, and this is the most important part, making sure you remember what's what and where it goes so that it lines up with the switch panel. So there we go. That's the next step, and then it's done. We've never connected a Deutsch connector. Here's kind of what you're doing. So that's position number 8 on the ground wire, position number 1 at the top, and I just need, when I put it on here, there's little numbers, hard to see. Almost impossible to see. There they are. See them? Just on the edges there. So you see number 8 right there. Number 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the pattern we're trying to follow. So once you've got the ends crimped on, it kind of looks like this. So the next step is to actually push them in through this side, lined up with number 8 in the right spot through number 1, and then this gets pushed up. And then we'll wrap this, and we'll put some proper wire guard on there. This is facing down, so I'm not worried about water getting in there for any reason. I just got frustrated with the grommet, actually. Okay, everything's done. I've got all the lights on, all the wiring. I'm so happy with the wiring, how it's like just disappears into the rack. So now it's a matter of just lining up the feet that need to match up with the backbone system that's on the Jeep, but that'll be a tomorrow thing. That's the only wire that you really will see. Everything else is tucked in and then runs down that channel, this channel right here, inside here. Backlights. And here's the Deutsch plug all ready to plug into the roof. So my only thing is to hope that I got that right. Okay, now tent arrives tomorrow, and we'll flip this over and make sure we've got everything ready so that the tent will go on easily. But yeah, there's your Rhinorack Pioneer Platform NG, which is for next generation. Okay, let's lift this puppy up, get it on the Jeep, see how it goes. you go. Loaded and on. I like that shape. I like how it's very squared up here compared to the rounded first gen one. There she is. And I get some accessories on it. Chase lights, backup lights. Okay, so there you have it. There's the second generation Pioneer platform from Rhinorack Canada. Got my rooftop tent mounted on there. As you'll see, all the lights mounted, clean, no exposed wires other than one that's dropping down into the Jeep through the top. Have the 270-degree batwing awning from Rhinorack Canada also installed. Love this setup. It's amazing, ton of coverage. So if you're interested in this, make sure you contact Rhinorack Canada. And if you like this video, hit like, please subscribe, and until next time, explore, discover, and enjoy. Thanks for watching.